Namaste, everyone. This is Manoj Kumar
Namaste.
Singh, and I'm founder of Ruhe Mohabbat. And this is our special series for Women's Day, which we are celebrating for a whole week. And we are giving away free ebooks during this series. And what you have to do is just follow us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And today we have a special guest, co-authors from Fakira Anthology. That is one of the books that we have published. And the special thing about these two co-authors is they are father and daughter. And this is such a wonderful thing. And Sir Samundran sir and Vishali, welcome. And you are father and daughter duo who is part of our anthology, and then we have one more anthology in which we have daughter and mother who have contributed into the anthology. So it is a great opportunity even for us, and that we are able to bring in families together. So before we move ahead with today's discussion, with today's special session, I'd like you guys to introduce yourselves. Sir, Samundran sir, I would request you to give a brief about yourself, and then we can start.
Yes, I am Sundaram. I am by profession an engineer, more correctly a transport engineer. After completion of my engineering degree and master degree, I joined highway department in Tamil Nadu. I served for long number of years, say 30 plus 3 years, and then finally retired as a deputy superintending engineer at Salem in Tamil Nadu. After that, for some years, I worked in a college as a professor of civil engineering and head of department. So always I have been engaging myself in writing poetry, stories, and short descriptions. These are all my attractive pastime. Apart from that, I have a great passion for learning Hindi. I have passed some exams, say Pravesh and Parichaya, but for want of practice, I'm not able to converse fluently with other persons. So even now, I have an ambition. Someday I must learn Hindi properly and then write poetry in Hindi. So that is my ambition. And you have been doing a great job in compiling the anthology. And I am very glad you have, on this occasion, coupled me with my daughter. And we are very happy, especially on this Day of Women's Day. So we wish all the women a very good happening and a very good future. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. And we definitely have you write for us in Hindi, and we will conduct open mics where we will have you to recite Hindi poetries that you might have read or you are writing. In the process, we will definitely have you as part of our entire events that we organize. And Vishali, please tell us about you also.
Basically, I'm a civil engineer. I completed my graduation in civil engineering, and I later worked as a water resources engineer for a while. And after that, after moving to Canada, so I'm pursuing my master's in spatial analytics. Presently, I'm not working, and I'm continuing my studies.
Okay.
And
yeah, please.
And regarding my writing, I never thought I'll be writing some poems in my life, and it's all just happened like that. So I used to read books, lot of books. So while reading, I used to tell my husband, "So this is so ridiculous and no logic at all like that." So he used to tell, "Why can't you write one if you are so much interested?" So that's how it started writing. So in the year 2019, I wrote a book called An Accidental Marriage. So it was in my laptop for so many days. And my husband only insisted you have to send this to some publisher. So what is the purpose of writing and keeping it in your laptop? So that's how it all started. So I sent that. It's a short story. I sent that book to the publisher, and it immediately got clicked. So after that, it's like reader's request. So when they started reading, they'll be asking more. So like that, it started. So I had to write some other book. Like that, it started. So after that, I wanted to have a author page. So that's how I came to Instagram. And when we are in a platform, we can't just kick mom, and
Yes.
it's rude to view others. And we so that's how I started posting poems. Some poems that were in my laptop for a long time. It's a network, right? So social
Yes.
networking and all, it will develop. It will develop our contacts. So and so it's an accident to say my writing, but that's the best thing happened to me.
That's great. That's great. And again, we'll talk more about it. And to our audiences, that those who have been seeing our previous episodes of this Women's Day week, that we have been doing Instagram Live, and you will be thinking why we are recording it, this episode, and then sharing it. The reason being that Vishali is in different time zone, so we needed to have a fixed time where we can all connect. And
Yeah.
Sumandra, sir, uh, uh, this is a great time that you gave us your time with so much of experience that you have in life. And I read your poetry. So this is where everything starts, right? And uh, I read Sir's poetry. Vishali was first part of our anthology for Kira, and she shared Sir's poetry, and I fell in love while reading the poetry for the very first time. So that is actually the first poem of our book, and also today when we start, I'll request Sir to recite the poetry in his own voice for us, and then we will begin our session today. So please.
So freedom at stake. Freedom is precious, no doubt. Often it goes fabulous and amic. Elders decide and act. Youngsters mostly dubious and go berserk. Blessed is one to be a boy. That boy has no say on his boyhood. Mom or pop will fix the boy, and that robs the boy of his mood. Boy turns into a man well groomed. Unless he earns, he is condemned. If unguided, he goes doomed. And an obedient man gets confined. Life's not without struggle. Wise men get things done. Unplanned one often wriggle. Time spent is forever gone. Evening of life is a reality. Good or bad, any deed has validity. Realizing the odd past is a cruelty. Sinners are forbidden of their liberty. Boy or girl, time is determined. Man or woman, destiny is ordained. Being sad or happy is all proclaimed. Life goes on despite we are detained. So,
Yes, that's a beautiful poetry and a must read for everyone. And I'll come back to this poetry, why I actually wanted Sir to read this poetry. And it is actually based on boys, men.
yes,
And we are talking about Women's Day, right? I'll come back to
yes.
it because I have a reason for actually asking Sir to recite this poetry here. And
Okay.
Vishali, I'd like you to also recite one of your poems that you have contributed in the book. So
Yeah.
we can move ahead to our next session. Yeah,
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Sure.
yeah, please.
The real me. I am not a single soul. wandering here like a thespian who took three medley roles. One that people thought of me, one my clans imagined of me, the real me which I only know. When can I be the real me? Will the society accept me? Same as the pretend me. I was born to be real, not to be perfect for others, by burying my individuality. I want to stop this pretending. I want these three to be done. Liberty is the password I desire.
Yes, beautiful. And the one thing that actually connects with both the poem is
Yeah,
society, right? Is
yeah,
the society, how a society influences the overall development of an individual. Sir
yeah,
has talked about a man, and Vishali has did not disclose the gender of a person, but overall the impact of society. So, Sir and Vishali, I have one question. Why I asked Sir to recite about a poem on men? Because today we are talking about women empowerment. And sometimes what I see in social media also and at places, some of the topmost celebrities or people who are successful, they believe that being successful is actually to look down upon the other person. And similarly now a false sense of being superior or being empowered. I have seen more women who are hating men, and they think that the men are not good enough or something like that. They look down upon them rather than mutual respect of both the genders. What we are getting in the society is both the genders have started to hate each other, and to look bigger or superior to each other. That is not what we want as an
yeah,
empowerment or empowered society. We want mutual respect for each other, right? As we are. So I'll ask first, Sir, to give your views on this thing. That what are your views on this important topic?
Actually, to be very frank with you, see, the boys are generally unguided. Boy or girl at the tender age, parents are guiding them. And the
Yes,
hidden meaning in this poetry is only boys go astray if they are not guided.
yes,
Girls, rather ladies, they are by their nature, they assume big roles and someday they become superior, good enough to teach lessons to others. That I have kept it hidden in this poetry. But that doesn't mean I have not elated anything on women. It is the inner meaning. See,
yes,
the boys generally they are the breadwinners. If they don't come up well, then the whole family is doomed. So in that sense only, I scripted like that. But it
yes,
is actually giving kudos to women. So I must disclose this because it's not outrightly discernible in the lines I have written.
yes,
But boy or girl, we cannot escape the destiny. Whatever we are destined to be living, that is happening without anybody's trying for it. So that is the inner meaning of it. So people are, they must be aware what they are here, what for they are here. So what is the true life? They must learn everything. Only then their life will become happy and useful. That's what I have scripted.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful, sir. And Vishali, what are your thoughts on that?
Mm, according to me, a free soul is a person who can show his or her true emotions. So
Yes,
at some point, we are we have to adjust our tone as per our opponent. So like that, we can't delete some person in our life. So we have to adjust our tone. So we have to modulate everywhere. We have to, because we want to be in good terms with some people. So like that, we are always adjusting our tone. And according to me, the liberty, true liberty, is a place where we can be ourselves. So no fear, no regret of losing something, and we can do whatever we wish. So only if we have, even if we have at least 1 or 2%, it is fine. So with whom we can share our true feelings. So we must have some people to cherish us and to support us, support our ideas, and stand beside us. So we can't be a good person for the entire world, right? So at least a few. So if you are blessed with such persons, then you're a free soul.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So one question for you, Vishali. How much influence Sir had in your life? Because he has been prolific reader and has
Yeah.
been a very intellectual person and technically wise in science background person. So how much influence Sir has on you or had on you, you growing up and reading books and all those things, choice of books or subject, how much influence Sir had on you?
To be honest, actually, I never read any of the books because I literally grew up with a library full of books, novels, everything, poem books, everything. But I never took any of the book and I read it. So it all happened just like a flash. So, but he used to write articles for this Times of India,
Uh-huh.
and every time he writes, then I will just watch him. Okay, but this is not my cup of tea, writing or something. Because and even I'm also a civil engineer. That time also I don't have that much interest or something like. If you know the real reason why I took civil engineering, you will be laugh at me, because my brother, elder brother, he was studying in the city, and also the hostel will be good, the food will be good. So we selected that major. So that
Okay.
time also I don't have any, like we have to be this, like that. I don't have any determination and all. And later, but that remote sensing, that I got inspired from my father only. We have so many this, so I'm like, just like I'm look at the moon kind of a person. So anything related to mapping, so geography, so I like
Uh-huh.
that. So civil engineering I finished, and I got good grades, and even I got a job. But that time also I'll be feeling, no, this is not my line. So I just wanted to uh, improve further in the field of mapping. So that's how he is also a master's in remote sensing. So that's how I got inspired from him. And writing, I have to say, I used to saw him, but I never thought I'll be writing one, and it all just happened. So, but definitely he got a influence. He influenced me a lot. But writing, I can't say, because he's totally different. His writing will be like a biography, or something like this, social society related poems. But I won't write such kind of poems. And but you can't say, but maybe it may be in the blood, heredity. So
Yes,
I'm also
exactly.
doing the same. I'm also doing the same thing. I didn't realize it for a long time.
It
It
happens.
must
It
be
happens.
come. Yeah,
Yes.
it must come out at some stage, right?
Exactly, exactly. When it is there, the skills or those genes are there, they actually take time. Sometimes they take time to
Yeah, yeah.
manifest and come out. Sir, one question from you. As Vishali says, you had a library at home, right? So, one question. So, were you possessive about your books? Don't touch it, or otherwise you will damage the book or something like that, or you would want your children to see this is your library also, come and sit here in the library and read. What was your take on that?
I never stopped anybody from going into the library and taking any book and reading it. I was always generous. So I had a lot of collection, especially English novels, the Tamil literary works, everything. I desire my own kin and kid, my children, all of them to read all the books and accumulate more knowledge in those fields. So I never stopped them from entering the library, or I never allowed them, not such thing. I was always generous. and I distributed books, gave them free of cost to so many of my friends. So that
Wow,
is how I was doing.
But
that
we
is
were
one.
only least interested, myself and my brother. We never read
It
his books.
happens. It happens
Yeah.
sometimes. What happens when you have abundance of something, you tend to ignore it. That I
Mm,
have it. You take it for granted, right?
mm.
That I already have so
Yeah,
many things.
yeah.
So
Nowadays,
it
I'm buying books, e-books in Kindle and reading. In those days, there was plenty of books. I never thought of reading one.
yes, it happens. It tends to happen, this thing.
Yeah.
And speaking of ebooks and all, so this is a special occasion, and we are having our giveaways. So anyone who wants to read Fakira for free, they can get the ebook redeem code with us. All they have to do is they have to follow our Instagram page and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share the details with me in WhatsApp or through the email, and then I'll share you the redeem code which you can use it. And it is available till 11th March only. So for those who have already received the code, you can actually get it in just use it, and don't wait for going more than 11th, otherwise the code won't redeem. So that is the thing. And let's have some few quick questions before we bind it up. uh, Sir, tell me, um, because at Ruhe Mohabbat we believe that words have power to heal. So what are your experiences with this concept that words have power to heal? What have your life experiences been?
It provides a very nice occasion to expose one's heart of the heart.
Yes.
So long some people may be having some feelings totally confined in their hearts. So this is an occasion where they can openly express through the lines. So e-Mohabbat is really a carrier of our own inner self. That,
Yes.
that's very appreciative.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So, Vishali, to you, I'd like to just make twist this question a little bit. That during this COVID time, this past 2 years, we have all had a tough time, right? And everyone was confined to home, and
Yeah.
you have a family. So now you had being a woman, you have to do all the household chores also and manage all the things. How and you were saying that you started writing during this time, right? So
Yeah.
would love to know your experiences, how writing had helped you to remain mentally sane during this time period. Please
Yeah.
share your experiences with us.
Yeah, the pandemic was really tough period for every one of us. So
Yes.
we can't deny the fact because many people lost their jobs and everything. So totally, we were just confined to four walls. So in that period, yeah, I'm having a family. So in that case, it was not a difficult on me because I have to say my husband was very helpful during those days, and he was working at home, so he'll be doing this all household chores. So I can cook 24 hours in the kitchen, but I'm very bad in doing this dishes and cleaning stuff and all. So he's very much cooperative, and he'll take care of those things. And this writing, though, this is like when we are entering into a new world, when we start writing, it's like an
Yeah.
utopian world. So we that too, if you write stories, so we will change that character itself. So so we will forget everything around us, and so on. We'll be writing and we'll be thinking about what our main character, what is their preference, like this. So we are totally in a different world. So that really helped me a lot. So not only for me, so I can see so many this pandemic driven writers. So they, because we want something to do indoor, right? So this all started. So many books, so many ebooks, so many writers mushroom during this pandemic time. So maybe I can also say I'm a pandemic driven writer.
No, but I think it is a kind of boom that people realized some hidden skills, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
I
yeah,
I
definitely.
believe some
Yeah,
creative
because I'm
skills.
telling, I never got motivated even after seeing my dad writing so many things. And actually, he's currently doing this translation part, this Tirupavai book, right? So
Okay.
that's very, it's a very beautiful book, and he's totally translating that poem. So that's a
Uh-huh.
Tamil poem. So he's
Okay.
translating. So that time also, but the blessing is I'm the first person to read all of his works.
Ah,
So whatever,
that's wonderful.
yeah, I'm the first person. So even that time also, I'm not that much interested. But during pandemic, we have so much everything online classes. So we got so much of time. So that time I got something to do. So for myself. So that's how it started.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So we have still got 5 minutes remaining. So a quick message from you guys to all those budding authors who are aspiring to become authors, especially Vishali, from you to our upcoming women authors who are looking to be, succeed in the field of writing, because you have also just started your journey, so
Yes.
you can give some tips that how to balance life a bit and still continue to write. And sir, you have been writing for so many long years, so and at the same time you have been fulfilling the responsibilities, so you have striking the balance actually what is required. So please give final few words of wisdom.
Yes. Suppose you want to write a book on any particular subject. What you do is you just go to sleep. Before you go to sleep, you just bring it to your mind as to what are the things you are to identify and put it in writing. So that way I used to rather dream about my writing. Ever before I am putting into pen and paper or type it in computer, I used to conceive it in my mind. So in a sequence, I used to conceive. So the next day, so now if I delay it, then I will forget the whole thing. So the next day when I get up, I used to chart out what are the things I was imagining. So one after the other, I will line up. So then I will leave it. Then again and again, I used to think about it. So let go a week. After a week, then I will start writing and expanding each and every point. So that way, I used to collect the material in a neat and compact manner. Then I can revise it once or twice. Then the final shape will be there. So those who are beginners, they must conceive it first in their mind and then take some notes about it and then let go some time. They have to refine the ideas. Then finally, they have to start writing. This is what I have experienced, and it has given very good results. This I would advise to all the ladies or gents, those who are
Yes, yes,
beginners, they can
yes,
practice this. I wish
yes,
them
yes,
all good.
yes. So Vishali, final few words.
Yeah. um, for the particularly for the women writers, I want to say don't stop your dream for anything. Even yeah, we all have responsibilities. So family, job, studies, everything. So even sometimes I used to think it will be over. I will be over exhausted because doing so many things at a time. I will think why I have to do this like this. At one point we will get that idea because already we are fed up with so much of work and feeling tired. So but just I have to, if you are my husband used to tell, if you have this talent, don't stop it for anything. So
Yes,
because at least write something a little, so so that you can keep that that the talent of yours intact, right? So for that only I'm writing the stories in this Wattpad. That's a free novel app. So if we started something that I have to update every week, so my readers or the motivators, they will ask. So even if I didn't update for a week, I'll get messages. So they, when are you updating? When are you updating? So they are my driving force. So even if we all have some many works and important life-changing decisions we have to take, but at any time we should at least spend a few minutes in a day for our what we like to do, what we like. So it not only helps to um, showcase your talents, but also it's like if we do what we like, then we'll feel happy, right? So that's very important. So we can sometimes we will do so many things, but we won't feel satisfied. So do what you like, so then you'll keep motivated.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming, you both.